Have you ever felt the pain of being excluded? This could have been at your school, your work, your hobby. You might have wanted to fit in so badly it almost hurt. After feeling left out, you may start searching for reasons why. Was it something you did? Something you didn't do? Was it the way you looked? Your personality? Or did others just not like you? The feeling of being excluded is very painful, and it's something Stephanie Brown had to deal with most of her life. Last month, we made an analysis on Tim Drake. I kinda skipped over it, but Tim Drake plays a really important part in the life of Stephanie Brown. Stephanie is the daughter of one of Gotham's lesser-known villains, Arthur Brown, aka the Clue Master. Arthur is a failed game show host who became a criminal that leaves clues to his crimes. Her mother struggled with depression and was addicted to painkillers. For the biggest part of Stephanie's life, her father was in prison or away from his family. When he got out of prison and was deemed sane, he turned back to crime, but this time without leaving clues. Stephanie was furious and decided he needed to be stopped. So, she made herself a costume and called herself Spoiler. She wanted to spoil the plans of her father, hence the name. So she left clues for the police and dynamic duo to find in the form of spoiler alerts on the internet. Her goal was to bring her father to justice. Stephanie tried to work with Robin as much as possible since she was feeling attracted to him. And they were a successful duo. One time, Stephanie was kidnapped by a gang that was controlled by the Clue Master. The gang withheld part of the money that Clue Master was supposed to get, so he contacted Batman and Robin. Robin freed Stephanie and the two successfully brought down the gang, against Batman's objection. At the time, Robin was dating a girl named Ariana. She didn't know about his life as a superhero, so there were times when they barely saw each other. During one of those periods, Tim noticed his feelings for Stephanie were growing stronger. He broke up with Ariana and started dating Stephanie. However, he wanted to keep his secret identity so Stephanie didn't know who the boy under the mask was. During their relationship, Stephanie found out she was pregnant from her ex. This ex-boyfriend did not live in Gotham anymore. She decided to put the baby up for adoption. It was a painful decision for her, but it was best for the baby. Tim was sent to a boarding school by his father, which made it more difficult for Stephanie and Tim to see each other. During school, Tim befriended a girl named Star. One night, he saw her go into an alley with suspicious-looking people, so he followed her as Robin. While doing so, he ran into Spoiler, who was also on patrol. Stephanie was convinced Tim was cheating on her, so she refused to see him for a while. During this period, Tim had to leave for a secret mission. In his absence, Stephanie came to the conclusion that she really wanted to be with him. Batman approached her and offered to train her. He also told her Tim's real name, which did drive a wedge between Batman and Robin. Although Batman offered to train Stephanie, he decided she wasn't hero material and told her to hang up the mask and the cape. She still went on patrol with Tim until she received the news that her father had died in the Suicide Squad. For a little while, she went no contact and went on a crime-fighting spree, especially in regard to her father's associates like the Riddler. She wanted to get a better idea of who her father was. This way, she came to the conclusion that her father may have saved her in his own way. As a child, Stephanie was sexually assaulted by her babysitter. She told her father, and 8 days later, the man died of an apparent overdose. Tim and Stephanie reconciled, but not for long. Tim had to hang up his cape when his father found out he was Robin. For a while, he had to live a normal life. One day after school, Stephanie wanted to surprise him with a visit. Unfortunately, on arrival, she witnessed a female classmate of Tim make moves on him. Once again, Stephanie was convinced Tim was cheating and she broke off ties. She put her anger into making her own Robin costume and demanded Batman to train her as the new Robin. He accepted and put her into intensive training. She was the new Robin to Batman for approximately 71 days. Unfortunately, Batman took away her costume after she disobeyed him twice. He said he couldn't trust her in the field. She wanted to prove her words, so she stole Batman's plans to take on the criminal underworld of Gotham. However, these plans involved Matches Malone. Stephanie did not know that was Batman's alter ego. As predicted, the plans failed and everything spun out of control, leading to a city-wide war. Stephanie was captured by a Black Mask, who tortured her to get information on Batman. She escaped, but died later on in the hospital with Batman beside her. We're talking about comics here, so death rarely truly means the end. Turns out Stephanie went to Africa together with Leslie Tompkins, who is a doctor and a friend of Batman. When she came back to the US, she continued fighting crime as Spoiler and reconciled with Tim. She even enrolled in the same school as him. Time passes quietly for Stephanie. She graduated high school, is a student at Gotham University, and is the new Batgirl. Barbara Gordon was not a fan of Stephanie her vigilante activities, but Stephanie proved herself by taking down Scarecrow after he created a new recreational drug that was hitting the streets in Gotham. To keep in contact with Stephanie, Barbara took on a job as an assistant professor. The story of Stephanie Brown is quite similar to the story of Dick Grayson. Both of them are fueled by proving themselves. However, Dick wanted to set himself apart, while Stephanie just wants to belong. This can stem from feeling insecure, which is not a surprise since filling in the Robin shoes comes with very high expectations. We can see a similar insecure approach in how she deals with stress. Stephanie did not have a supportive home, leading me to believe she may suffer from an avoidant attachment style. It becomes clear with how she copes during her relationship with Tim. She's quick to believe he's cheating and she deals with those thoughts by isolating herself and avoiding him. This avoidant attachment style occurs when children do not receive the care and attention they need to develop healthy relationships. Her father was absent during most of her childhood, and we don't know a lot about her mother. Her mom does have her own demons she battles, so it's not unimaginable that she was emotionally distant and unavailable. This made Stephanie independent, which is why she seems like an overachiever. She's always trying to prove herself. From early on, it seems like people are underestimating Stephanie. During her first encounter with Batman and Robin, she instantly has to prove that she's not working with her father. In fact, she is working against him to prove to the world that she's different. She's not like her father and she doesn't agree with him at all. She feels responsible to make up for the actions of the Clue Master. The rooftops of Gotham also seem to be the only place where she feels she can do right. Stephanie wasn't the best in school and came from a lower middle class family. Being accepted in the Batfamily is super important for her. For the first time, she feels as if she has achieved something and she feels useful. Being a part of the Batfam is important to her. Not only does she seek their acceptance and approval, she also seeks a family where she feels like she belongs. We all want to experience a sense of belonging. According to Macmillan and Chavis, a sense of belonging and identification involves the feeling, belief, and expectation that one fits in the group and has a place there, a feeling of acceptance by the group, and the willingness to sacrifice for the group. Stephanie has the expectation to be a part of Batman's group of superheroes because she feels and she knows that she's a capable crime fighter. She wants to be a valued and accepted member. Therefore, she is willing to sacrifice a lot, even though it doesn't always end well. This goes hand in hand with her need to prove her worth. In order to feel accepted, she first needs to feel as if she's an equal, which is really hard since the Batfamily trains hard to achieve what they have. Belonging to a group, such as a family, has many benefits. We rely on others for support and validation. This need to belong in Stephanie is not surprising. According to research, children of single-parent families find it harder to experience such a sense of belonging. Stephanie grew up with her mother since her father was in prison most of the time. The sense of belonging is also correlated with the avoidant attachment style, in the way that people with this attachment style tend to feel more as if they don't fit in anywhere. They have been left alone a lot early in their life and had to be independent. Although being independent can be a quality of a person, it can also be accompanied by loneliness, which in turn has an effect on the sense of belonging. If you're interested in more information on the attachment style theory, then you can watch this video on Jason Todd, where we explore his attachment style and the impact it had on his life. With that said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!